June Nahiwi Smith is my maiden name. So I was born and raised in Kaitaia by my grandmother Maud Smith. And when I was growing up, she was very clear about education and the role of education in your life. So I, not long into my life, left Kaitaia and went to Auckland to go to university and get work. And so my career has spanned 30 odd years now, and includes banking and finance, but initially was also around the public service. I started there. And my role with Te Waka Pupuri Kutia is around the commercial side of the business. It's around looking at investment opportunities and how we might grow the asset base to support the aspirations of Te Rarawa. So the starting point, I believe, is to understand what that vision is. So the kind of work we're doing is to consult. We need to consult, and we need to find what people want in the rohe. And we're proposing to do things like have a summit later in the year to bring all the whānau together to work through that vision for Te Rarawa. I think that the key thing is to understand the strength of who we are as a starting point. So that's about our capability and our capacity. And so if we're going to take on a new set of assets in the settlement process as well as cash, how do we manage those assets? How do we manage that cash? How do we ensure that wherever the money goes, it's going to be well managed? And people need to understand that to do that, it's not just about who you are, it's about all the things that you've put in place to support who you are. So your accounting processes, your audit processes, because you've got to be accountable for where that money's going and why is it going there, or the performance of these assets. So we are looking at how we are going to do that. And on the board we've got people like Leon Wejon, who's another director, and he's from Deloitte. He's got a background there, so he brings a strength around understanding accounting and good risk management. So I guess what we've got to do is really very much look at how to manage risk, and that's critical. But then we've got to bring some balance into, then we've also got to allow for our people to be doing things, because we need to create opportunity, we need to create jobs, and it's about that alignment between the risk where you can do nothing, if you wanted to look at it that way, to doing some things but not doing things that are going to create enormous risk. It's that balance. I think one of the things coming out of the hui at the moment is suggesting that there are those people who just don't want to have a structure going forward. They just want to see the money divvied up and say that's it. And then there are those with wisdom who realise that it's actually about our cultural identity, it's about the rohe, it's about future generations, it's about the unborn, and it's about what we do for those who are not yet here. And I think that our job is only a moment in time that we bring our expertise, because we've got all the skill and expertise. It's only a moment in time, and then others will come and take over. So we just bring our expertise. So in my case, I've got commercial experience, banking, investment banking experience. Leon brings accounting, he brings good disciplines, good risk management. And then we've got the likes of Paul, our chairman, who has had much, he's got the architect, he's an architect and planner by profession, but he's also had huge experience with other in Ngaitahu particularly, and that's good learnings. These are good experiences that bring some support into our board. So, we don't know all the answers, because we don't know what we don't know. There's a little way to go yet, but I think one of the things is that we must bring our people with us, and we must understand what the issues are. What is it that causes some people to have a mistrust of some of these processes, because you generally don't know what you don't know. That's why you mistrust them. So these processes we're trying to think about are, how do we make people understand what it takes, what's involved in looking after other people's money, because it's not our money really, it's going to be our future generations' money. And one day our mokopuna are going to say, oh, look at what these fellas did, and we want to be able to stand tall with what we did and have good robust processes. Otherwise you know, what's it all for if it's not about that